stop. Stop underestimating the New England Patriots. Because in Super Bowl 60, an upset is very possible for these Patriots. And I'm sick of everyone acting like this game is already over before it's even begun. I'm sick and tired of the disrespect. I'm sick and tired of the graffiti being sprayed on Drake May. I'm tired of all you jabronis in my comments. Mitch, you're biased for even thinking that the Patriots have a chance to beat the Seahawks. You're biased. And then I go out of my way and I make a nice little Seahawks video to talk about why they can win, and now I'm a fake fan. What's that about? I'm simply, and this is what you guys don't understand. So listen up here real quick, jabroni, because I need to put it in plain old English. I'll spell it out for you. I'm not a fan. F-A-N. I'm an NFL analyst. I know it's hard to believe. I'm not on ESPN. I'm not on NFL Network. I should be, but I'm not. I'm better than them anyways. I am on Bleacher Report at least. Somebody recognizes the true talent here on the internet. But regardless of all that, jabroni, the truth of the matter is this. I am not biased. Yes, I'm a fan of the Patriots. Yes, I want the Patriots to win. 100%. Should I not want my favorite team to win the Super Bowl? Would you? And here's what I've come to understand. Pats Nation, do you understand why all of these haters are coming out of the woodwork? They're all over the place. I've never seen so many. And honestly, it's got me a little down. I'm not going to lie. I don't usually get affected by the comments, man. But when every single comment on your video lately is negative, I just try to send love. I try to make these videos to entertain more than anything. And hopefully I give some cool information along with electrifying entertainment. But here's the thing. All these haters are out here. The haters of Drake May, spraying the graffiti. The haters of yours truly, because they're scared. I understood it. I sat back and I was thinking, where'd all these jabronis come from? And I realized that whether it's the old Raider fans from the Tuck Rule, or the Rams fans that we beat not once, but twice in the Super Bowl, or Seahawks fans themselves when we picked them off at the 1-yard line, or Steelers fans that we beat once, twice, 1,000,000 times, or Chiefs fans who don't want to see the return of a real dynasty. Yes, I said it. Or Bills Mafia, who I've had nothing but love for, but they're a bunch of absolute sour pusses. Because a real team is back to rule the East, run the East, because you couldn't do it properly. Whether it's the Philadelphia fraud fans, whether it's, you go down the list, there isn't a single fan base that does not despise the Patriots. And it's too bad, because they're going to have to one more time, and probably not one more time, probably for the first time, for the next few years, we're going to win a lot of these things, baby, is they're going to have to see the Patriots win it again. They're going to have to see Drake May win his first before Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and a bunch of these jabronis win their first. So I can't, quite frankly, wait. And then there's these Seahawks fans that are on their high horse, that are on the top of the mountain screaming that they can't be beat, they can't be touched. They're MC Hammer out here. But to me, you know you're scared when you see that Patriot logo. Don't pretend you're not scared. If you're scared, Gronk spike the like button. I can't tell who likes the video, so don't worry, I won't tell on you. But also, if you haven't already, jabroni, like the video. And I'm talking about you. Yeah, you. Don't look at me like that. Like the video. Do it. Get in the comments. Let me know your Super Bowl prediction right now. We're going to break down why the Patriots are going to upset the Seahawks. And I realize I made a video on Money Mitch. It's going great. It's doing well. It's popping off. I made a video why you should bet on the Patriots. But this is going to be from the heart, from the soul, which has been aching for a Super Bowl championship. And this is going to be an argument for why the Patriots will upset the Seahawks, all right? So let's break it down. And I want to start here because I already talked about why you should bet on them, and there's a whole nother context, another argument over there on Money Mitch. If you haven't watched that video for some reason and you're living under a rock, go check that video out. So I won't try to go over everything I said in that video. Go watch that video. This is going to be a separate argument for why the Patriots can win, because there's more than one argument. Let's begin here. If I were to tell you that you could pick between two teams. One team has a good story at quarterback. A guy that was once a highly touted first-round pick that failed miserably early in his career, bounced around from a couple different teams. Nobody really wanted him. He played in San Francisco. He was rejuvenated by the great Kyle Shanahan. Yes, Mitch still finds a way to applaud Kyle Shanahan in this video. I always do. And then, thanks to Kyle Shanahan, the only reason Seattle's in the Super Bowl is because of the 49ers. Because they rejuvenated Sam Darnold. And then Sam Darnold goes to Minnesota. And the only other reason that Seattle's in the Super Bowl is because Minnesota, who fired their GM like a week ago, decided to let this man go to Seattle. Minnesota didn't want him. San Francisco didn't want him. The Jets sure damn didn't want him. And you could pick between him, Sam Darnold, a quarterback that's been a roller coaster ride, up and down and all around, led the NFL in turnovers this year, in a year that was great. 14 wins, back-to-back years. Last year, one and done. This year, he had one good playoff game, and all of a sudden, he's Joe Mon-frickin-Tana. You could choose between Sammy Sunshine Darnold, or you could choose Drake May. A future Hall of Fame quarterback who's in his second year and is already the best quarterback in football. The quarterback. Let's go over the stats, shall we? Because I got them in front of me. Led the NFL in total EPA, EPA per dropback, completion percentage, yards per attempt, rating, passer rating, QBR, quarterback rating, and explosive play rate. So we have Joe Blow versus the next Tom Brady. We have Suitcase Sam Darnold versus Demon Drake May. We have Sam Darnold, who's not going to go to the Hall of Fame, who's not even going to go anywhere, or Drake May, a second-year quarterback. And think about this for a second. When did Tom Brady win his first Super Bowl? His second season. When did Patrick Mahomes win his first Super Bowl? His second season playing, his third season in the NFL. When did Russell Wilson win his first Super Bowl? Seahawks fans, you might know that one. His second season, right? Interesting. When did Ben Roethlisberger win his first Super Bowl? I believe it was his second season. Am I wrong? Yeah. So when I think about this for a second, usually the second season is the establishment of a future great quarterback when they win the Super Bowl. So you're going to pick between Ghost Sam Darnold or Drake May in the biggest game of the year. You're going to take Suitcase Sam over future legend? See, that's not how my mind computes. That's not how history unfolds. That's not what history suggests. Usually it's the young guy. Now, the only time the young guy doesn't win is when he's playing a great guy on the other side. Okay? Dan Marino versus Joe Montana. And Sam Darnold ain't no Joe Montana. I damn sure know that, bro. Now let's talk about Drake May further, because I think that graffiti is thick. And people are spreading it. And people are hating. And I gotta put these people in their place, bro. People don't know what Drake May is about. Drake May ranks top 5 in EPA per pass play against man, zone, single high, 2 high, the blitz, 4-man rush. There is nothing, not one single thing that Drake May can't process, Drake May can't do, and Drake May can't beat. There is no flaw. Sure, he hasn't played his best football, but you don't think that he's not going to have some bake miss and he's going to be back on the field ripping that right shoulder around in the biggest game of his life? You don't think this guy's going to show up? You think sweet sunshine Sammy Darnold, seeing go Sam Darnold, is going to show up over Drake May? Yeah, you can kiss my rear end with that, bro. Let's continue. According to Next Gen Stats, May has completed an insane 52% of his deep passes. That's the second best of the Next Gen era since 2016. He's the second best deep thrower since 2016. He has the highest passer rating under pressure this year. 7.5 points higher than the next closest quarterback. 23 points higher than the man that shreds Seahawks for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, Matthew Stafford. On the season, the Seahawks ranked 13th in EPA per pass play against downfield passes, 8th in explosive pass rate allowed. Not that great. Not this number one defense. 13th in EPA per pass play down the field. We got the second best downfield passer since 2016. The Patriots are also first in explosive pass play rate this season. Drake May ranks first in EPA per pass play on attempts that are 20 air yards or more downfield. And the Rams showcased in the NFC Championship it is possible to hit explosives on the Seahawks. We saw that, did we not? Now, another thing that the Seahawks have struggled with is scrambles. Drake May ranks second in the NFL, only behind a quarterback that also absolutely shredded the Seahawks, Baker Mayfield, in EPA per game on scrambles. The Seahawks defense is 16th in scrambles per game in EPA. Mid. 16th. So, the Patriots could lean into running Drake May. It's the biggest game of the year. Options, designed runs, quarterback draws, scrambles, play action boots, getting him outside the pocket, moving him. How do you survive a great Seahawk pass rush full of a bunch of fat dudes? Yeah, you run by them. They're not particularly fast. Drake May also led all quarterbacks in total EPA generated on traditional drop back passing without the benefit of play action. Meaning he can actually throw the ball without gimmicks. Not what Sam Darnold is known for. Sam Darnold is all play action. So if you're going to tell me this, one team has got a second-year phenom, an MVP caliber quarterback, and another, his biggest shining moment to fame is seeing ghosts. And you're going to take the ghost over Drake? I'll let you think about that one. But let's talk about the teams. Because these teams are not as different as people proclaim or say. Yes, Seattle's more talented. They have more Pro Bowlers. They probably have more All-Pros. I didn't look. I don't care. They probably have more studs and more names that people know. On Super Bowl Sunday with their buddies, they're going to be like, oh, that's Devin Witherspoon. I know him. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Who's Kayshon Boutte? I like his name. People don't know the Patriots. But one thing I'll say is, the Patriots and the Seahawks are not all that different. Seattle, second in the NFL in total wins this year. The Patriots first. Point differential per game. Seattle first, New England second. Yard differential per game. Seattle fourth. New England first. New England 81.8 yards per game. Seattle 56.6. Neither team has lost by more than one score all season. New England has not lost a game by more than 7 all year. All year. And both of their losses by 7 were in September without Christian Gonzalez. One of the games, they had 5 turnovers. 3 at the goal line. This team does not lose by significant margin. So if Seahawks fans think they're just going to roll up to Super Bowl Sunday in San Francisco and steamroll the Patriots, they're mistaken. Because these teams are close. The Patriots, second in points for, third in yards. Seattle, fourth in points for. Redo. No edits. Patriots, offense, second in points for, third in yards. Seattle's offense, third in points, eighth in yards. Check New England. New England's defense, fourth in points, eighth in yards. Very good. Seattle, first in points allowed, sixth in yards. Check Seattle. New England has the better offense. Seattle has the better defense. But as you can see, both are very good. All categories in the top 10 for both teams. Very similar. New England's EPA, fourth on offense with the playoffs. Fifth on defense, including the playoffs. Seattle, 10th on offense, including the playoffs. Check New England. Seattle's defense, second, including the playoffs. So Seattle, stronger defense. New England, stronger offense. Common theme. Pretty even, though, overall. If you actually add New England's offense and defense, they rank, let's say, 9. Seattle, they get an 11 or a 12. I can't do math. So therefore, New England actually has, with a combined ranking, a stronger team. Both of their units are in the top 5. Meanwhile, Seattle has a top 5 defense, but only a top 10 offense. From week 4 on EPA, week 4 on, when Christian Gonzalez returned, New England has the 3rd best offense and the 3rd best defense. Seattle has the 8th best offense and the 2nd best defense. So these teams are very, very close. But yet, everyone's acting like it's like not even close. It's not even comparable. Also, Seattle fans' favorite stat, DVOA. New England has the biggest differential between first half of the season and second half of the season ever since 1978. That means they are the hottest team in the NFL. They've lost 1 game since September, and in that game, they were up 24-7, and they didn't have 3 of their best players. Milton Williams, Robert Spillane defensively, and Will Campbell offensively. There is no incompetent unit that you can pick on in this game. There isn't a Rams special teams or a 49ers defense for Seattle to pick on. New England has an elite offense, an elite defense, and a damn good special teams. Seattle is a damn good team too. But, as I mentioned, I feel pretty good about their quarterback. Now, when we talk overall about how do you win as an underdog, this is the thing, right? Seahawks fans believe. They think. First of all, it doesn't matter what you think, but they think that they can just walk into San Francisco and win. But New England knows, Pats fans knows, Pats Nation knows that underdogs always got a chance because we've seen underdogs. We've seen the darkness. We breathed the darkness. We were raised in the darkness. Molded by it, as Bane would say. And the Patriots have an underdog formula that cannot be denied. They have an elite run defense. Elite. In the playoffs, New England's defense has allowed 32% rushing success rate, which is better than Seattle's 36% for the season. Meaning that Seattle, with the number 1 run defense in football, New England's is better in the playoffs. Better. New England has elite pressure and interior pressure. They have 2 of the top 3 pressure percentage players at defensive tackle, Christian Barmore and Milton Williams. They have the 2nd highest graded pass rushing grade player at defensive tackle. And it's not Christian Barmore or Milton Williams. It's another guy, Corey Durden. They have the 2nd most pressures at the edge position in the playoffs. Caleb Chason only behind Jared Verse. They have 3 of the top 5 pressure players in the playoffs. So New England can stop the run. New England can get pressure. New England also has an elite quarterback. That's been well established. That's a formula. Quarterback play, run defense, and pressure. Sprinkle in a little bit of deep ball. Sprinkle in a little bit of Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson, by the way, is one of the most underrated players in the NFL. I found a stat. Mondre is the NFL's number 1 running back in next-gen stats, rush yards over expected per carry, and yards per reception. Number 1. Sprinkle a little Ramondre. Drake May and Ramondre Stevenson, both top 5 in rushing in these playoffs. So the offense may have not been working all that well, but 2 top 5 rushers ain't bad. Also, New England can cover, which is something that the Seahawks have not seen in I don't know how long. I don't know the last time they saw a team actually cover people. So that's going to be interesting. Because Seattle has not played a lot of good defenses, as I mentioned before. They've played 1 top 10 defense since their week 8 bye. New England is certainly top 10. But I've talked about that already. What's also concerning is the quarterbacks that Seattle have faced this season. Apparently only New England has faced an easy schedule, but when you look at who Seattle has played at quarterback, 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, Spencer Rattler, not even Tyler Shuck, Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence before Jacoby Myers, CJ Stroud, hurt Jaden Daniels, Cam Ward, Max Brosmer, Kirk Cousins, washed, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, Bryce Young, and a divisional quarterback 4 times. That is who they have played. That's who they have beaten, not played. They lost to Baker Mayfield. Really? Really? This is the tough schedule you proclaim? Interesting. I don't see Josh Allen on there. I think Josh Allen played the Patriots, though. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Now, New England apparently also hasn't faced many top defenses, which is also incorrect. So, New England, not only did they do that in the postseason, which they've played 3 top 5 defenses, but for the sake of this, I did top 10 defenses in yards. New England played 6. 6 out of 10. They actually played 7 if you include the Buffalo Bills twice. When you look at this sample size, Buffalo twice, New Orleans, who is the 10th best defense in football, they were also top 10 in EPA, so they were a top 10 defense. Cleveland, Los Angeles, Houston, and Denver. New England had 22.5 points per game and 330 yards per game. That would rank 16th in the NFL for the season overall against top 10 defenses exclusively. That's pretty good, right? If New England scores 22 to 23 points, they have a very good chance of winning this game. I would just put it that way. Like, if they can get to 23 points, that's pretty good, in my opinion. Seattle only played 3 top 10 yardage offenses this year. San Francisco and LA 2 times, LA 3 times, but I'm only talking about the 1 time they played. So San Francisco, LA, and Indy with Phillip Rivers. So if we remove them, we can include Jacksonville. They only played 3. So it's not like they've been tested by a lot of top offenses. New England has played a lot more difficult defenses. So which unit is really the fraud here? I don't know. You beaten up on Bryce Young and Spencer Rattler. I don't know. And then we talk about the Patriots defense. New England has allowed just 26 points across 3 playoff games. The only team to allow fewer is the 2000 Ravens. They won the Super Bowl. New England has also only scored 54 points, the fewest in 3 playoff games, but history tells us that's okay. The Ravens scored 61 in 2000 and won the Super Bowl. The 2007 Giants, who beat the Patriots with an underdog formula of pass rush, beat the Patriots with 68 points in 3 games. So both teams that had low amounts of points still won the Super Bowl. The Patriots and the Seahawks are 2 of 4 teams to be undefeated in non-conference games. So New England has not lost to NFC teams. Seattle has not lost to AFC teams. Very similar teams. But yet, one team is going to blow the other out. And again, I talked about this with Seattle, but like, New England has not played a team as good as Seattle. All around. Fact. But Seattle has not played a team as good as New England. They have not played as complete of a team as New England. The Rams, since week 13, were the 23rd ranked defense. They had the second worst special teams in football. They had the best offense. The Niners were depleted, completely injured. The only reason they won a playoff game is because they have the best coach in the league. The Colts, they had Phillip Rivers. The Texans, well, they weren't even good at that point, right? They had won like 10 games before playing the Patriots, but nobody talks about that. When they played the Seahawks, they were like in shambles. They had a losing record, if I'm not mistaken. And then Jacksonville, they didn't get hot till the end of the year. So like when you look at the most complete team Seattle played, I would actually argue it might be Jacksonville. But Jacksonville wasn't even Jacksonville by that point. New England at least played the Bills, who had a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense in yardage. I don't know. And as I've said a couple times already, the Patriots haven't lost a game when they're healthy. That's a fact. When their best players play, they haven't lost. Milton Williams and Christian Gonzalez play, they have not lost. Can't say the same about Seattle. So that's it, guys. Stop underestimating the Patriots, because they are a real live underdog in Super Bowl 60. Stop spraying the graffiti, jabroni. Get your head out of your rear end and watch a real football game on Sunday. Gronk, spike the like button. Subscribe. Peace.